It's fair to say that at this point, Neon White is one of the most influential video games in recent memory. Releasing almost 4 years ago now, its unique speedrunning nature, blasting through levels at a rapid pace, is beginning to pick up offshoots. 2025 saw the release of Blood Thief, a gory medieval take on the formula, while 2024 saw I Am Your Beast, which takes a more John Wick-esque stab at things. You play as Alphonse Harding, a rogue agent disavowed by his former organisation in his quest to shoot, stab, backbreak and beehive anything that they send his way. More concretely, it's a series of levels with varying objectives, mostly being to kill everyone with a pulse. At the end of each level you are given a score that represents the time taken to finish it. If you do well, you'll be given an A. If you do really well, you'll be given an S. For shoot a lot of men. Thank you very much, please subscribe. I Am Your Beast is not just a wolf in white's clothing. There are some genuine innovations here. Centre stage is a scoring system that doesn't just grade you on speed, but style. You can shave off 0.3 seconds for a straight up kill, or you can save 0.5 for a headshot. That kind of thing. There's a lot to like about it. Its soundtrack is punchy, the enemy voice chatter is hilarious. I like it when they say,
"Harding's using headshots!"
as if headshots are like an ability in an RPG or something. And I guess more importantly, when it comes to a game like I Am Your Beast, it feels good to shoot the men. The throwing knives flick effortlessly into the eyeballs of the COI, the shotgun tears through even the toughest of armour, and the pistol is what every pistol in every video game should be, held at a 45-degree angle and overpowered as hell. But there's something missing here, something that's pretty important, something arguably essential, something that, because of, instead of going to my friends, "Oh look, new Neon White just dropped, everybody hop on peak, fire emoji," I could only go, "Oh yeah, this game's pretty good and you might like it," in the same way that every other game is pretty good and you might like it. I Am Your Beast does not have leaderboards. Unlike Neon White and other games of its ilk, you cannot compare your times with that of your Steam friends. This, in my opinion, is bad. Much like the Oreo cookie before it, the leaderboards of Neon White are as important as oxygen. It sounds stupid, but it took a game that was still pretty good and turned it into a cultural event. The first week or so of release was a cutthroat competition between my Steam friends list. It was a ritual of logging on after work, reviewing the times that everyone put up and trying your very best to demolish them. Some levels you held the proud high ground on, while others were just too tricky for your skills to navigate. At the time, we got an explosion of videos from my peers that tackled this concept from basically every angle possible. So yeah, it was a bit of a shame that I Am Your Beast was missing this. Instead, it's a game that kind of stops at the S rankings. Competition amongst yourself is not nearly as exhilarating as competition among your rivals. Now, we could leave it there, but let's dig a little deeper as to why. There is a reason behind this absence. It's not the competency of the developer or that they forgot. Skull emoji. This was a deliberate decision. A critique of the absence of this feature is, I suppose, a critique of the ideology of the game's developer, Strange Scaffold. If you haven't heard of Strange Scaffold, they are best described as a studio that developed games with the intense feeling that they're being chased. Over 10 commercial releases in 3 years, it can be quite difficult to actually keep up with what's going on. I think they're making like a baby selling game right now, maybe that one's already out, I'm not sure. In an age of bloated, over-budget, unsustainable AAA games, Strange Scaffold posit themselves towards the other end of the spectrum. That is to say, the games that Strange Scaffold makes are really, really small. An airport for aliens currently run by dogs forgoes fully realised and rendered golden retrievers in favour of taking images from the internet. El Paso elsewhere lavages in not really having ceilings. A cynic might call this cut corners, while an optimist might say that these games are asking the player a question. What does a game truly need to be a game, to be a commercial game? You know, one that you can buy on Steam for £11 and 19 pence. And so, in making I Am Your Beast, a decision was made in line with this philosophy. Band frontman Xavier Nelson Jr. talked about this specifically in one of his many TikToks.
We hit a point in development pretty early on where we had two choices. We could either add anti-cheat for leaderboards, or we could make it so that when you throw a gun at a wasp nest, it falls down and it takes out 4 dudes at once. And we chose the Wasps.
Now, I'm sure it wasn't actually a decision between the Wasps and the leaderboards. It was more of a commentary on general scoping and decision-making. But here's the thing from the most miserable person on YouTube.com. I don't agree with this. If I had the choice between leaderboards versus being able to throw a gun at a wasp's nest and having it fall down and take out 4 dudes at once, I would have chosen the leaderboards. Also, in the spirit of the strange scaffold methodology, I'm not sure if the leaderboards would have really needed anti-cheat or even a global leaderboard at all. The key selling point is to race against your friends, and if you wanted to race against the world, well, you already can race against the world. Speedrun.com is not going to accept your neon white world record just because you're at the top of the leaderboard. You need to have it on tape. Obviously, none of this really matters, because this is not what has happened. I am not running Strange Scaffold. I don't make any decisions about the production of their video games. There is merit to having Wasps in a game about being a cool as fuck person who kills government drones in various creative ways. I can't even say that this is a case of production scope losing against artistic vision, because, well, you could easily argue that the Wasps or anything else in that game does probably fit more towards the vision of I Am Your Beast than having leaderboards. And so, this is the cost of doing business. We sometimes don't get what we want. A decision was made in a game's production that was not the decision I would have liked, and there's nothing I can do about it, right? There's nothing I can do about it. I can't do anything about it. There's nothing I can do about it, right? There's nothing I can do about it. That's right, I modded leaderboards into I Am Your Beast. I learned how to mod video games just to make this. This game has leaderboards now, you're welcome. There's literally no lessons we can learn from this anymore because it doesn't matter. The game has leaderboards now. We can have our cake and eat it. Just install Melon Loader 5.7, not sure if you need the 0.7. Install the mod, get some friends to do the same, and bam, you've got a functioning leaderboard. Look at it. Look, there's no anti-cheat. Please don't cheat. It's friends only anyway, so you'll just be that guy if you do cheat. Also, if it's bad, don't blame me. I had no idea what I was doing the entire time. I was full of Christmas cheese, chocolate, and I don't know shit about Unity or modding games, but I still did it. Doing this has definitely given me a tiny bit more insight into the potential development process, and the one thing that I will say without too much speculation is that the things that you need to do to make an online leaderboard for a video game are different than the things that you need to do to make Wasps fall and take out 4 guys at once. I had to set up a whole web server for this. If a game developer's wheelhouse is developing video games, then setting up a server with endpoints and databases and authentication might be outside of their knowledge set, which meant that it would have taken a little longer, and also it's a mod that's been thrown together over Christmas and not a professional feature for a professionally developed video game that has multiple versions, including mobile and GOG, and you get the idea. I can see why they made this decision. Admittedly, what I've done here is a bit of a vanity project. It's way too late for that cultural flashpoint of neon white to happen now, so we'll never know if the leaderboards for I Am Your Beast would have been the roaring success I think it would have been. Now, I don't think this is going to happen. I think the enthusiasm sphere for Strange Scaffold, and indeed games like I Am Your Beast in general, are pretty cool and chill people. But please don't let your takeaway here be like a see? It was easy kind of thing. Something tells me that Strange Scaffold as a studio are more interested in looking towards the future rather than into the past. To that end, if a follow-up to I Am Your Beast is on the horizon, I sincerely hope they do see the value of a leaderboard. I hope that it's a decision that they easily make. I hope that at the end of each level I'll see a list of friends and times alongside my placement. Second, I'll sigh and curse their name and give it one more try. Hello there, thank you for watching. Very, very unconventional video, isn't it? It's not often that I make a video like this that's also a little bit of a mod announcement. Doesn't usually happen. Anyway, happy 2026. It's probably not too far into January when this video is out, which is true. Going off scripts now, it seems like we've got a little bit of a sequel on our hands, which sucks. So I hope you're all doing okay and staying safe. Anyway, that's it. If you somehow want to know more about how I made the mod, there's a video on my second channel about it, because, spoiler alert, there's basically no information out there on how to mod a video game. I had to piece it all together from different places, and it was pretty hard. So yeah, watch that if you want. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.